Looks like they're going to have post in the middle. Ten feet apart. Sunrise is scheduled for roughly around 5:45. Trekking through here, see the progress. It's a little shortcut for the kids to avoid being on a major little shortcut so that they can trek to and fro safely. And it's not just students that are using it too, they're civilians. So Spain had a territorial claim, from the jump, from the get-go. Once the Queen made the decision, the choice to fund Cristobal Colon voyage, it was stated that they would be the owners of the New World. But here is a interesting fact. Spain was considered the territory of present-day area known as Belize. Back then it was the territory, and it had several other names. I'm going to address it as I move forward in this video. But it stated that she, which was Spain, had ownership or ever right to the New World, but they never really set foot in the area. And two, they had major skirmish and conflict and tension with the Mayans that was inhabiting the area. So because they never really were able to dominate and take over the area, the British, or piracy, which were primarily, of European descent, more towards gearing or gravitating towards Scotland, the English, the Scottish, the Irish, and the Dutch. They eventually took over the area known as the British Honduras, and they had a treaty that was signed in Paris in 1763, allowing the British to do logging or having logging rights in the area. So it's like the more you do research, the more interesting information you can stumble upon. I have come through here many times before, at least possibly 3 to 4 years, and today is the first time I'm recognizing and realizing that there's a little inlet here, there's a road right here, and I actually missed it too. I had to walk back to capture it. Another pretty interesting thing is that it was called British settlement of Belize in the Bay of Honduras at one point too, until the crown recognized the place and accepted it as a colony. So I'm thinking that this name was pre-British Honduras as well. I didn't do any research about verifying, confirming about that. So, and all this was from 1862 or before 1862. So most of the information did state and claim that Spain had sovereignty over the area, and the English were pretty clever at how they do things and how they move forward, because they did certain things that would basically cancel out the rights and ownership to the territory. They were genius. They were brilliant at how to figuring out how to get certain things for themselves. So Spain had a sovereign claim, but it became increasingly irrelevant based on the fact that the British had a growing colony and had controlled the area known as British Honduras. And then it also stated that the Spanish were struggling in an area known as Peteng. And then the British officially gave the area Kaya district in 1881. This is the creek, and the little shortcut is somewhere back there that the kids used to go to and fro. And like I stated, this creek flows all year round. There's another interesting information. The territory, well, the great nation of Belize don't have no virgin forest. It has no virgin forest. I'm out here, yes. I'm recording the bridge again, the low line bridge again, yet again. But someone kind of hinted, or a few citizens hinted, that we had heavy torrential downpour between midnight and maybe 3 or 4 a.m. this morning, and they stated that the low line bridge might have been underwater. So investigating journalism is happening right now. And I guess they're, based on the fact that the slab got poured, I guess a lot of people are crossing it. I was gonna go and get some footage from off the deck, but being that I'm down here, at least let me go and see if I can investigate and see if I can figure out where there's a watermark, if the river had risen a little bit or not. So like back into the history, how I got started doing about piracy and some other information about, you know, the survival and growth of a nation.
I stumbled across like some stuff like from World War I and World War II. Um, it said during World War I, um, yeah, so yeah, it definitely had some flooding. You could see there's some logs that got catched up over there. Um, I found out that citizens from British Honduras, at that time it was British Honduras, um, shipped out and became a part of the British Crown, and got inducted or enlisted into the military. Yeah, so it seems like it might have been like, maybe that looks like a foot. So let me see if I can do my best. So it might have risen to about right about there. So about a feet, maybe a little bit more. It definitely had receded quite a bit. So back to some information and facts, fun facts, that it also had that during World War II, they definitely had like citizens from British Honduras, currently the great nation of Belize, that enlisted or got drafted to fight in World War II. And while I was, stumbling over some of that information, that's the old section from the low line wooden bridge. Stumbling in the dark about information, I also stumbled across that they also had like the Caribbean RAF had like a Caribbean unit. So there were roughly like maybe 13 citizens from British Honduras, presently Belize, that had the privilege and opportunity to become a pilot and partake in aerial aviation and the defense and freedom that they were fighting for in Europe. And they did stated that one of them, during some sort of training exercise, had perished. So I guess they're framing out the section to pour some more concrete. So the gentleman that lost his life during aviation training or some sort of exercise, I will provide his name in a different video. I know, capture it from different angles. Another section did burned over the weekend, or well, not the weekend, definitely lost there during the week, I guess, maybe Tuesday, not really sure. So like some of the information is just to impart wisdom, but inspire, motivate, encourage, to ignite, to allow the ignition to take flight with zealous intensity and passion, to propel oneself forward. to engage oneself in knowing who you are as you do the magical dance on planet Earth and bring out the magnum opus that lies deep within us, in you. I did chat with someone that working on the crew, the bridge, and they did offer some very strong observation and not concrete. I shouldn't say concrete, and more of like being aloof, just jovial. Stated that they should be able to get it complete, the balance of work completed with a certain time frame. And I didn't mean to be rude, but I kind of hinted that not possible. But yeah, I came down here based on the fact that yeah, they kind of pointed out that the place might be underwater. The new low line bridge was possibly underwater, but that's false. Just trying to capture it from different angles. We do work for like, shares, and comments. Back to like the war information, they definitely had some guys who enlisted and were enlisted like as part of infantry, and a lot of them got shipped off to Scotland, and they were part of the extraction crew. They so basically just information from British Honduras. They used them as logwood cutters, so they were doing logging and harvesting timber in Scotland. That was a fun fact from World War II. I didn't go into in depth and in detail doing that for World War One. So like that was very interesting to stumble across the information to find out that there were um, men from the great nation of Belize who were aviators and pilots much earlier than had led on, because I also stumbled across um, info that showed and provide information that now the great nation of Belize do have aviators right now, and it kind of states that we didn't have any available prior. So when I stumbled across that, I was amazed and flabbergasted, and it ignited me to try to do more research about like the contribution that citizens have made in the past and how that impact the future. So that right there is just like information to us like get someone motivated and inspire. And I will I I did do the research of the 13, and I came across photograph that was taken um, of these guys, and it also had their names. But I wasn't wise enough. I wasn't clever enough, and I think I kind of led myself being exhausted, not jot down their names. But I might do some more research, and then, like I said, the one that passed on, I will try and see if I can have all their names listed for an upcoming video. So now that I found out that the bridge is not underwater, and it only the river only rose rise to about, let's max it out at 2 feet. Hello from Ohio District, great nation of Belize, your playground. From Mother Nature, from the jungle kingdom of Belize, also known as the crown jewel, to your living room, your bedroom. The last time I was out here was like this. Years ago. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Say, como like 12 o'clock. When they make like dance, eh? I never used to that. I don't used to that. And now they have it with the flags up, but look legit. Yeah, man, I see the other day when I check Thursday when I see the big one inside. You know, after 9, are you going to do it in English or just Spanish? Come on, otra vez. Yo le cojo.